Tarot, Tea Leaf and Oracle forecast for the month of February 2019. If you would like a personal reading, a private reading, one of those incredible soulmate or twin flame readings, or to subscribe to the weekly star sign update, please go to the links in the description box below and do so through my website. Capricorn, so we take a look in your teacup and see what shows up for the month of February. I made you a cup of tea and then we have a look at the tea leaves that are left behind. Your cup is also quite busy. I must say all the teacups I'm making lately have an enormous amount of symbols in them. I'm just going to read those which really stand out for me. I see a little wishbone, there will be a wish fulfilled. I see a boot, so you're going to have to put a lot of effort into achieving some kind of goal, but it is achievable. I see birds in flight, there's news coming in. I see the bird in flight next to the wishbone. So news comes in which brings you a wish fulfilled. You've been expecting it. There's several birds in flight here. So it's a month of incoming messages, incoming news. And it looks to be good news, but it will be bringing in the opportunity for something, but it's going to require hard work. Definitely that seems to be, because there's a bird, there's an arrow next to it, and it's pointing down to where the boot is. Oh, and a caterpillar. So there's change on the way with this news, but it's going to require hard work in order for it to be successful. But that doesn't matter because Capricorn is very, very good at hard work. You are one of those star signs that when the rest of us are huffing and puffing and we call it a day and we declare that we are finished, Capricorn, you can still do another extra few miles. You like hard work. It makes you feel fulfilled. So that's not going to put you guys off. Definitely not. I see the letter J. That can apply to somebody. And I see a little bridge as well. Okay, now that's interesting because from the bridge comes the arrow. There's a bird in flight. There's a caterpillar. There's a tiny little heart as well. Okay, but a bit of hard work involved. So see how that applies to you. That's interesting. Okay, now if I look at your tea leaf card, you get the pineapple, which says reconciliation. You get the finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. The caterpillar again. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming and the staff will be taken care of in difficult times. It's a situation, I think, which needs reconciliation. In other words, you need to come to terms with it. There's a problem here which needs to be resolved within the situation. However, it's not always going to be like this. It will change. And ultimately, you will be taken care of through the situation, whatever it may be. The details of it will going to depend on your own life story. There could be many different versions of this story. But it's something needs reconciliation. You need to come to terms with something, the words I keep hearing. So there's a problem that needs to be resolved. But there is change coming in whatever it is, and you will be taken care of. So don't worry and don't be scared of the outcome of this. You're going to be taken care of through the situation, however it applies in your life. Right now, if we move on to your relationship cards, you get stay optimistic about your love life, and this is coupled with clean it up. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, so what it is saying here is existing relationships, or you're looking for relationships, how you feel about it is important at the moment. And in the month of February, you maybe decide you want to change the way you look at your relationships, how you feel about your relationships, whether you're in one or looking for one. You're going to clean up that attitude. You're going to take on a more positive attitude towards your relationships. How this comes about for many of you, the release your ex, the time has come to clear your energy, is coupled with a here and now oracle card. So what you're going to do is you're going to focus on the here and now, because you're going to decide what has happened in the past belongs in the past. And if you keep dwelling what's happening in the past, you will never be able to create a better future in relationships. So you decide, from this moment onwards, I concentrate on right here and now my relationship. Whether I'm in a relationship, whether I'm looking for one, I now decide from here onwards, this is where I will focus. So if you're looking for a relationship, you let all the old experiences you've had trying to find a relationship, or what you've gone through in relationships, you close the door on that. You say, this is finished now. I have a new future. I'm concentrating in here and now, attracting a new relationship or looking for one or get involved in one. And the same applies in existing relationships. You let all those bygones be bygones, right? And you just look at your relationship here and now, and that's what you focus on. Then the next two cards, the final cards for your relationship reading, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, and happy is your oracle card. So after making this effort, and you realize the effort is going to either one, improve your relationship because it's a really good relationship and love is worth making the effort for, or two, if you're trying to get a relationship, you know that to get a good relationship in your life, obviously there's going to be effort involved, okay? The outcome of which is happy, and happy is just that. You just feel buoyed, you feel renewed, you feel optimistic, and this seems to be simply because in February you change the way you think or feel about relationships by concentrating on the now and not on what all happened in the past and how unhappy it made you in the past, etc., etc. So that's very nice. And ending up on the happy card, couldn't ask for more, could you? So that happy, no doubt, by the end of February, it's going to be bringing, for those of you that are looking for relationships, something very different to what you've had in the past. Now your tarot cards are particularly interesting, and they do repeat, or not repeat, but they sort of underscore the story that I've been telling you so far. You get the seneschal and you get deeper knowing, or deep knowing, the oracle card with it. Now that seneschal card says that, and this is, I think, personifies Capricorn, this card. It's an earth card, and it's the card of being able to do service to something with the full knowledge and the full willingness to do that service. And that's very Capricorn. You guys make the best people to do a job, do it well, and do it knowing there might even be sacrifice involved. You kind of have an innate way of doing that job. Where other people will moan and complain and back off and whatever the case may be, you guys would just do it, knowing you would have made, and you do make, brilliant people to work with in administration, because you will follow orders and you will do it well. You don't question it. You know when a thing needs to be done and you get on with it. That is your kind of attitude. And that deep knowing says sometimes you can't explain why you will do a thing for that reason. You can't explain why you will do something diligently without questioning. But inside of you, deep inside of you, there is a reason, and you see the clarity of why you're doing it, and you see the outcome, even though perhaps intellectually you're not aware of that, but you have a deep understanding of it. It's interesting that that comes up. The Five of Earth with the never-ending story below, it says to me, sometimes the temptation is there to perhaps succumb to saying, well, this isn't going to work out, or okay, let me put it this way. Capricorns can sometimes be a little bit pessimistic. They will tell you they're being realistic. And possibly they quite possibly are. Yeah, they genuinely possibly are being realistic. You guys are being realistic. But sometimes one just needs to tell yourself a bit of a different story, because it changes your perception of things. Now that's where it gets interesting, because your final card is perception and a change in the wind. So though you may be tempted in February to go that slightly pessimistic route, something shifts. You decide you're going to see things differently. You are going to see them not necessarily with a more optimistic view, just with a different view. This brings in the winds of change. Now the winds of change are not always comfortable. This particular card will tell you, as that wind blows, there are leaves everywhere, it ruins your hairdo. But ultimately, it also cleans up the landscape for something new. So it's simply a change in perception. We saw that in your relationship reading as well, didn't we? So you have a definite change in perception. You change the way you see things and feel things about things in February. And this brings big changes in your life. And I, for one, am very curious to see what March is going to bring for you because of this change. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. If you would like any of those readings I offered at the beginning, the personal, private, soulmate, or subscription to weekly updates for your star sign, please contact me via the links in the description box below. That is via the website. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and for those of you that share this video, I truly appreciate it. Those of you that comment, I read every single comment. Thank you very much.